passion is for your family to be safe. You're going to go back home safe. You're making people going back home safe.
That must be regulated, must be mandated that smoking only in designated areas.
People should actually highlight to your town council. Hi all, welcome to another episode of the Blueprint by Champions. Today we have an topic which is related to fire safety, and I have with us today Guru Shankar. Welcome to the show, Guru.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me down here. I'm Guru. I'm in the safety industry for quite some time. Before that, I was in the army, so fire safety is nothing new or
To you, definitely.
not a stranger to us because it starts from the home, back in the army days, and now in the industry. So this is an interesting topic, and I again thank you for having me down here.
Hi Mr. Guru, thank you very much for your attendance. Today's topic would be very beneficial for the safety personnel as well as those viewers who are domestically in the house, HDB fire and all that. So it'll be quite an interesting topic. So thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you for having me down here. So I'm looking forward to having this discussion with you guys about fire safety. And since like what you say that it involves domestic issues where fire safety is being ignored at times, so and there are children who are exposed to a lot of hazards at home. So it is an interesting topic, and I believe it is a very beneficial topic to everyone who's out there watching this beautiful Blueprint show, which has been going on for very long.
It's actually 4 months only.
4 months, but it is long, right? And I'm sure a lot of guys, not only safety professionals, but people at home, other than safety professionals, they are watching this and finding this beneficial.
Yeah. Okay, so the first topic we are going to speak about is about the recent cases of fire in HDB flats. According to reports, there have been like 20 PMD fires in the first half of this year, which is double than last year. What are your views on that? What do you think could have contributed to these fires?
Okay, so if there's a 20% increase, so obviously it's a known factor.
It's actually double.
Double, right?
Yeah.
So it's a known factor. There are much more PMDs out there, correct?
Yeah.
Then there used to be how many PMDs and everything, and
Illegally, we will say?
I'm saying that, right? So what is the issue? The root cause, like we always know, we find the root cause, right? How many PMDs down there are actually not authorized to be there, right? And how many of the families or people who are using are not authorized to use a PMD? I'm sure there's some authorization for those who are physically challenged and those who are doing delivery business like Grab, and which are authorized, right? And I've seen
very young kids,
young blokes, a whole family with the kids behind, and this is a worrying factor, right?
Yeah.
So if they are not authorized, I'm very sure they do not know the basis of what are they supposed to do and what are they not supposed to do.
In case of a fire, and how to prevent a fire itself.
How to prevent?
Yeah.
How do you charge?
Yeah.
How do you safekeep your PMDs? Where should you park your PMD? What must it be away? If it's in the HDB and there are prayer altars, some of the other religion who practices joystick and everything, which is we are embracing everything, right? But if they're parking near where there's a fire hazard, it could be a hazard itself.
Yeah.
Correct or not?
Combustible, yeah.
Combustible and everything. And the young folks who are using this PMD, I'm sure they are exposed to YouTube, and how do you want to
Do it yourself?
Do it yourself, do modification.
Yeah.
I used to play Tamiyakas,
Oh, our favorite.
Our favorite, Hyper Dash Moto and all these things. You add in more bearing, more don't know what, then the thing will go very fast.
Yeah.
So these fellas I'm very sure they're doing the same thing, because I've seen PMDs going past
Super speed.
super fast.
Supersonic speed.
Yeah, and they are able to go on the expressway, in PCNs, in the parks, which are another safety issue.
Road safety. That
Road
becomes
safety, where pedestrians and people, family are walking and all these things. So you know that these PMDs are not going at the speed that they are supposed to go to.
There's a cut-off speed.
There's a cut-off speed, but these are not.
What Guru was saying about do it yourself. So recently there have been cases like in Amokyo, in Yishun, in Hougang. Recent case was in Bukit Merah. I think there was even 2 fatality cases there. And reports have indicated that this is due to not original batteries, not original chargers, cables that are not original. And this is being done by a specific group of people who claims that they know how to repair this, do it yourself. Normally they will put it up in the public car parks, maybe at the top levels, and they repair for people. What's your opinion on that? What's your view on that, Khairul?
So it boils down to the same thing like it's called illegal modification. It can be tools that we use in construction sites and anything that you illegally modify eventually will backfire. So that is what is happening right now. So we can see for a fact that the constant rise, especially the HDB fires, are on the rise due to this major cause, and we are tackling the problem about this illegal modification. And also there's another point of overcharging.
Living it overnight.
Living it overnight. So when you tend to overcharge, okay, let's give an example for our handphones. We overcharge our handphones. The possible cause of it to explode, and in comparison to the batteries of these PMDs, batteries of these PMDs are in the.
So what do you think the government can do? Not allow these guys to charge at home? If no, then where should they be charging?
No, I think the root cause of this illegal modification should be curbed. So therefore, we can't say that we can't allow to charge them at home. When they have the illegal modification eliminated, then when you charge them normally, normal batteries and all, I doubt that there will be such problems.
Yeah, because there's this certification. I think they have like UL 2272 or a specific certification. So of course, there's still a chance that something might happen even though you have the certification, but it's pretty rare. It's more of those illegals one. Touching on what you said, Guru, just now, like when there are combustible materials beside and then it catches fire and then it spreads very fast. Let's take our HDB, for example. We all know that our houses can be a little cluttered at times. The corridors are cluttered and they have a lot of things that are combustible. Now, in case of a fire, how do we know actually that these guys know how to escape from a fire or how to actually take off the fire?
Actually, those combustibles in the HDB area, right, the space, even the house, the corridor, is inevitable. We can never do away with it because people who are living, they will definitely have their shoe racks.
So shall we do away with the PMDs not being at home?
No. The PMD still can be there, those which are authorized. Like what you asked earlier, I think the government can come in and do certain steps, like a cutoff breaker. When overcharge happens, it should be auto cutoff kind of breakers.
Actually, those that are licensed has this device that cuts off overheating.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it must be approved and whatsoever.
Approved one.
And I think government can take an extra step that, if such a family has purchased a PMD, it should be recorded like how we are buying car, right? And the electrician from HDB or whoever just come and do a check whether there's a breaker involved, whether they are charging point. Okay, you have this specific point. This is where you can only charge your PMD.
Okay.
Not for other domestic use. All this, it takes just a bit more effort. And a bit more thinking, how do you resolve this problem? Because some families, it's not like the whole row of flats which you need this charging point, right? It's like some one or two where people who have the PMD, they need a charging point.
And I totally agree with you because like what Khairul said earlier, unlike a phone being exploded, this being exploded creates more problem because not only the whole house is on fire, the occupants can be in great danger. They will lose their house for a few weeks because they don't have a place to stay. Worse, it might actually spread to other units.
Correct.
Speaking on this, I actually, after the rise in fires, house fires, I had a few friends who started buying fire blanket and fire extinguisher, portable one, and they keep at home. In fact, Khairul, we have a lot of mutual friends. Do you have one at home, Guru?
I do.
Do you think it should be mandated for this PMD?
I think it should.
Yes.
For example, we mandate that for MEWPs, right?
Exactly, that's
so,
the thing.
Yeah, so whatever that's used to be in transported people, or there's charging, or there's some kind of lubricant down there which could be it's flammable or whatever, we mandate that there should be a fire extinguisher there. So why not for the PMDs? Right? I'm a true believer that every family should have a fire extinguisher at home.
Yeah.
And why not for those who have PMD, mandate it that you must have a fire extinguisher. And probably like an extra effort, what the government could do is making sure that the vendors who are selling the PMD, they do go through a brief on how to use the fire extinguisher and comes together with the PMD to the buyer.
Correct.
So who knows pass? Nobody knows pass, right? Like if an old uncle go and buy
fire extinguisher, what am I supposed to do with this fire extinguisher?
Just me, fire extinguisher, I like $50 I buy it, but how do I know how to use it? Yeah, so it's the vendor's responsibility. Like, okay, I'm going to brief you. This is how you use it. It comes together, it claims fire. You're supposed to do this. At least there's something that has been done.
Correct. Actually, what Guru say, Khairul, I want to touch on this. You see, a lot of those who are having all these PMDs, and even if they have, say, a fire blanket, a fire extinguisher, a lot of them don't even know how to use an extinguisher. In fact, I personally know many who have an extinguisher at home, but they don't even know how to use one. You give them a scenario and they don't. How do you think the government could mandate, taking into Guru's suggestion, that these guys not only they should have a fire extinguisher at home, but they should also know how to use the fire extinguisher. It could be a simple online course, or or the suppliers actually teaching them. What do you think about it?
Okay, as a prerequisite, you can see that if you were to take some kind of certification, you need to attend some online courses or what. So if they want to purchase such courses, they can just attend a simple online course to get the familiarization. Number one. Number two, there can be some familiarization training. The media can be a very good channel where they can put in more advertisements or not to educate the public. And most importantly, I recently sent a helper for the EOP course. So they touch mainly, helpers are very key personnel in households nowadays. Most of the households have the helpers around. They only touch on safety. Yes, they do touch safety matters. Example, working at the window area, and do not use ladders at the window area. Working from falling from height, because there's a lot of helpers falling from height. Yes, definitely they touch that nowadays. But there's zero topic about fire safety.
How to use a fire blanket.
Because electrical fire, kitchen fire are also a very big factor in households. And they definitely need to know. They are the one spending 100% of the time in the house. So they need to know how to use a fire extinguisher.
Definitely,
so a simple demonstration training on the past method, like how Guru mentioned, in the EOP training will be able to certify. So all this could, if were to be accomplished, then
and you were mentioning about online course. I know that recently in AVA, for those who are going to keep cats at home, they make them attend like a half an hour to 45-minute online course to understand more about cats or dogs, so that they can be registered. It could be something like that.
Yes,
that
correct.
they need to attend a course. Yeah. So Guru, coming to our industry, say in the construction or facilities and etc. Recently, we know that there have been quite a number uptick of buildings that require senior FSM. A lot of clients are asking for senior FSM, but there has been a small problem on ground, which is having a lack of senior FSM. One of those reasons is because the senior FSM course is only conducted once a year. That's one of the complaints. The second complaint is that it is a full-time 9 or 10 days course, something like this. So a lot of people cannot take leave and go, or they do not want to take their whole year's leave and just go for a course. How do you think we could better this? What's your opinion on that?
I think FSM or senior FSM, that role is still not a primary role in the industry. It is a secondary role. So usually, if you see, it will be like a safety personnel who's taking up a secondary role as
Correct,
a FSM, right? Or someone who's doing part-time as a fire safety manager. And senior FSM, if it is that critical, it should be mandated as a primary role for buildings which require fire safety management at a very big scale, especially like places like data center, or any industries which has like volumes of storage of fire related equipment,
Especially big shopping malls.
malls and all this thing. And that and people could argue that what is their responsibility, or how often do they, but you leave it to the senior person. If it is a senior FSM, I'm sure he can come up with a drills, a regime where the equipment are being checked, walking around the premises where critical area, there can be hidden smoking area. You and I know that most of the car parks in a lot of malls are hidden smoking areas, and that's where they come in. All right, so make their job more important. I think that could be done. Make their job, rather than it being a secondary role, make it a primary role. Give it importance as much as importance is being given to a safety professional. Oh, you're a safety professional? Yes. Do you have someone who's working under you? Do you have FSM working under you? Oh, that already belittled that role. All right. Or do you have a safety manager? Good. Do you have a fire safety manager working with you? That would be more apt. I know it's a big ask, especially for SMEs which are small. But if it is a mall, I believe those clients are big.
They should start that.
They should start it, right? Like malls and data centers, hospitals, all these places where it is very critical. I think it is critical to have someone working together with a safety professional. focusing on fire safety, right? That will be the best.
Yeah. Khairul, I remember that some of them took these diploma courses that then comes together with the FSM or the senior FSM. Will that still be sufficient with these once a year courses conducted by SCDF or fire safety manager? Do you think we are having a sufficient amount of senior FSMs in Singapore?
Yes, the diploma courses, the part-time diploma courses in building management, fire safety and building management covers the modules equivalent to be a certified senior FSM. But nevertheless, the amount of people going for the courses and the amount of people going for the senior FSM courses and the requirement which is required currently, I think it does not tally much. So yes, if they were to open up the senior FSM courses on a bigger scale, on a larger scale, and maybe even part-time evening classes or what, the number of packs attending the classes will be more, and they will be able to attempt to get it.
More, yeah. So, Guru, there has been this issue that has been happening in the fire safety industry. A lot of them are aware of this. Maybe the layman people, they are not aware of this. What happens is that each building, there only can be one FSM registered to it. That means if I'm an FSM, I only can be registered to one building. So some companies, what they are doing, they have this guy called a fire consultant. So maybe there are 5 buildings, there's this guy registered, 5 different people registered to 5 buildings. But they are not going for the inspection. This fire consultant who's not registered to any of the building, he's the one who's going for the inspection. He does the inspection and he gives the inspection report to all these registered fire safety managers for them to submit to their client. We know that this is illegal. Of course, let's not talk about those ad hoc one where maybe this registered guy, he needs to go overseas or he needs to go reservist and then someone is going to cover. That is, I think, fine. But a permanent solution where one fire consultant comes and cover him. What are your views on that?
It's very simple. It's just paper play.
Yeah. It's
It's
illegal.
it's illegal. It's paper play. It's actually you are making someone lazy not to do his job and giving someone a job for a minimal amount, which is agreed, and that person is doing the job, and you won't even know that job being done by the person who's going down to inspect is being done diligently, right? Because it's a small amount of money. I'm very sure it's not those big amounts.
Very small, yeah.
Yeah, it's a small amount of money, and he's doing like 5 or 6 or 7 buildings, and he's giving back to the manager, and all the manager does is submit. I'm very sure that the inspection on the job done is also minimal. So again, it boils down to the same thing. Make the job mandatory and primary so that you do away with this a small small time, which is actually, if you ask me, it is a shame in the industry. Fire safety is something which is very important.
There should be, like what you say, importance.
Give importance to it, all right? If you think that one person is supposed to be at one building and you're giving him peanuts, maybe it's about time, like, okay, the inspection is mandatory, this is the time, and a person can take up to 3 but does his job properly. Okay, you have 3 buildings under me, I have to do my job, I will schedule myself into roving position to do my job properly in these 3 premises, and that's his primary job. So it's not doing just one building, you see. You're giving me at least 3 regarding, and people up there or even fire safety, SCDF should do an assessment whether this person is capable to take 3 or 5 buildings and what is his regime of inspection, and he feels important. I'm doing my job properly. I'm registered with the SCDF. I'm a FSM. I have these 5 buildings under me and I can schedule myself to do the inspection. These are my regime. So it goes into a bigger scale rather than having this illegal stuff, part-time stuff and all these things.
This has been going on for very long.
Very
as
long,
as Khairul and I, we are aware of all this. We know that this guy who's registered to this building, he's not able to go for an inspection because he is doing his full-time job. So what he does is he arrange a proxy to go in addition in for his inspections, and then he pays him a small amount. What do you think of that, Khairul?
Yeah, so again, coming down to the fact that if a building, one person registered, why SCDF has made it like this person registered to this building as FSM, they want the so-called person to take accountability They want the person to understand the building. They need to know the follow-ups. That is the most important thing. So if there were to be a proxy going in and going a replacement and doing this and that, then it defeats the purpose already. It will not be beneficial for the building, for fire safety and all that. So this has to be tackled.
Okay, coming to next one. I think Khairul and I has always been complaining about this because we are senior FSM, so we need to accumulate a certain amount of points. Every year. And one of those is that the seminar in Expo that we go every year. What have been the complaint of the current ground guys is that the prices have kept on increasing. I think the last time around was it $120? Previously it was $95, then became $120. Before that was cheaper. How can we make sure that these prices don't keep on increasing? Because let's put it in this way: this seminar, I would say, is 10 points. You go for like a 5 hours call, a 5 hour seminar, and you get 10 points. So that's why you see 2,000-3,000 people attend that, because that's the easiest way to get 10 points for 5 hours. But if the cost keeps on increasing, what do you think can be done for this?
I think there should be a strong review on the increase of cost by the people who are actually conducting that course, right? What is the necessity for the increment, right? If they can prove to the people who are attending diligently, who are FSMs, who are doing their job diligently, hey, I'm using this amount to come up with materials to share to the industry. Like, we are using the increased amount to come up with a video, a sharing, like what we talked about earlier. Like, every construction site should have this material. A digiboard saying that this is your emergency area, these are the fire points and all these things. We are actually investing this amount, that increase in amount for this. This amount, the increase in this amount is to actually modify our seminar, our training materials, to give it back to you. If this is justifiable, okay, fine. But it's just for the sake of inflation I'm increasing, then
exactly, because
so the review must be there.
A lot of them has been complaining about this. They have been highlighting this for quite some time. I think, Khairul, do you think that maybe having more players conducting more seminars, not the same player but more players conducting other forms of seminars with SDU points, with exactly the same ratio, like 5 hours and 10 points, this will give more options to all those FSMs on ground?
SCDF, if they were to standardize the number of hours against the points being issued, of course they have to take into consideration, they can review whatever courses or seminars, the speakers, whatever you're going to give the output, and they're going to give us the points accordingly. Then more players will come in, more awareness will be brought into the market.
Correct. I agree also, because I think we have very little players, very little seminar organizers now. So that's the reason why we FSMs, we don't have a choice. We have to pay the $120. We have to go for that 5 hours course. We don't have some other places that give us that 10 points. Most of them give us like 5 points, 6 points. So we don't find it worthwhile. We want to go for the 10 points.
People like us, yes, we do want to earn money, but I think a lot of us, I would say that among the safety professionals or fire safety professional, 99% of us will be working with passion. Correct?
I hope so.
I'm very sure.
Okay.
I know there's money involved. Right? Nobody's going to work for free, but passion is there. So what is this passion? The passion is for your family to be safe. You're going to go back home safe. You're making people going back home safe, right? So the passion must be there. So rather than monopolizing this whole effort to give points or to make it too commercially inclined a process like this, or this is a commercially, we are going to up the price. It's going to be increased every year. So it's like COE. So don't do this to a job which is very sacred. It's saving lives. There are a lot of passion involved.
Like what Amrit Ali said in his previous episode, it's a noble job.
Yeah, it is. We are not going to win Nobel Prize for winning. Probably we'll win WSH award. But rather than that, we are happy that people are going back home to their home countries, and we are going back home safe to our families. Right? So that must be taken into consideration. Right?
Now, touching back on PMD again, but not really PMD, but this is EV cars. How many of us actually know what to do during a fire of a EV vehicle, like electric car? Khairul.
The number of EV car fire, I think 2 fires happened in 2025, or I think 2 or 1 happened. So they did share something about having a fire blanket and all that, because fire extinguisher will not be able to resolve the problem.
Okay.
Okay, so they need to have a fire. I think you're driving an EV car, right?
Okay. Yeah, Guru is the next in line. Okay.
So yeah, did the supplier conduct any training?
No, but it comes with the video.
Let's go back to Guru now.
Yeah.
Since you are driving an EV car, maybe you might want to enlighten us what to do during a fire.
Okay. So what to do during a fire, it depends on vehicle to vehicle. It's not the
Okay.
same, right? And I think like the car, I can't say the model. I'm not marketing for them. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of R&D which is going on in the background, research and
Okay.
development on the fire safety of what type of batteries are being used, what is supposed to be done, and all these things. And it's very simple now. You don't even need to attend the course. Go and see the video.
What video is it? Is
Safety
it
video for the vehicle.
inbuilt in the
Inbuilt,
car?
yeah.
Okay.
You can scan the QR code.
Okay,
They will give a book. You scan. I've seen the videos. Right? But if I say it, then I'm marketing for my car. I know what car everyone will know. So
Yeah.
it's like a difference, right? And like same like data centers. Some are using lithium batteries. Some are not using lithium batteries.
Yeah.
It depends on the requirement of the design of the whole data center. And some vehicles are using certain type of batteries, and some are not using that type of batteries. But I can assure you that EV cars which are being sold in the market, sold in the market in Singapore, they are safe. They are fire safe. Then that is why the charging points in car parks are AC current, slow charging, and it's not DC current, direct current charging. Direct current chargers is available at places like petrol kiosks and whatever, not because it's a little bit more hazardous, but you only have a specific time it will cut off.
Okay.
And you need to remove your car within 1 or 2. When it's 100%, you need to come and remove your car. So and AC current charging is all for public car parks, multi-story car parks, where I park my car at the HDB car park, and it's slow charging, and it's very the risk factor is very, very low.
You know what to do in case of a fire because you have seen the video, you have a book. How about people like me? I don't know anything about an EV car, and I see that, okay, an accident happened, the guy is unconscious, the car is on fire. How will I actually know what to do?
You might not know.
Yeah, exactly.
You might
That's-
not know.
Yeah.
That is something probably LTA or traffic police have to
Give more
enlighten.
awareness. I remember seeing a fact sheet that they say that you can't use certain form of control measures because it will actually trigger the fire more.
Yeah, aggravate the fire. There are fires overseas and on certain brand of cars where actually the car auto lock, person burn inside
Yeah.
because of the safety factor. But all this has been looked into
I saw
very
that also,
tediously in a lot of brands. But like what you say, if a person who's not exposed to EV car fire safety, I'm sure there are a lot of people who don't
A
know.
lot, yeah.
Yeah. So it really, and the number, I think it's like a percentage value, like how many percent are actually driving heavy vehicles in Singapore, and what is the percentage or what is the frequency of fire that actually happen on road. So I think there will be a study. I'm just saying my opinion.
Yeah.
Like probably if the percentage is higher, and if there are more cases, touch wood, I hope not. I think probably there will be like a mandated awareness video or training during
yeah.
the
Okay. Khairul, coming to the last topic. We all know the recent case of the bamboo scaffold being on fire in Hong Kong.
Okay.
We are a scaffold contractor. Of course, we don't have bamboo in Singapore, but we have metal, aluminium, and timber. It was mentioned that the fire could have spread faster due to the nettings that was used on the scaffold. Your views on that, Khairul?
The nettings used for yes, definitely. I think we saw the videos, and even CNA News is being confirmed that the netting was a major cause for the spread of the fire, not the ignition, the spread of the fire. So therefore, we are also using the same netting because it's under the construction regulation that any scaffolding external of the building you need to be covered. You need to have a netting to have covered. So to prevent falling objects. So therefore, this is a control measure for safety, and it's becoming a hazardous for fire safety. So therefore, there must be some kind of specifications to make sure that the nettings being used are fire compliant. Then I think some big players do already practice that. So I think the normal small construction companies should look into this, because the normal small construction companies like the semi-detached houses, bungalow
They
houses,
just put a green color
that
netting.
netting, yes, and I
Yeah.
believe that they are not fire compliant. They are just purchase off the market. So we really need to look into this.
So, Guru, recently MOM sent an email to a few construction companies and scaffold contractors saying that ensure that welding is not being done beside the scaffold because the net can it will caught fire.
Catch fire,
Yeah, it will catch fire. Uh, how do you think we can stop this on a site?
It is very difficult for a scaffold contractor to stop because your primary role is to erect or dismantle a scaffold.
And
right?
then you leave the site.
So other than that, in a construction site, it boils down to planners, your work schedules, your work fronts, what is going to go on next and all these things. So there is a lot of planning involved, whether a hot work is supposed to go on while you're dismantling a scaffold or whether there's a scaffold beside it. And it's inevitable because you build a scaffold, if you need to launch a pipe and, you need to do point weldings and all these things, it's supposed to happen. And that's where the measures come in, fire blankets and all these things. So like what Khairul say, if it is required, then mandate that you need fire rated nettings.
Yeah.
All right. Unless you can prove that at that particular project there will not be any hot works.
Especially ships. I remember that in ships they have a lot of all this scaffolding with nettings, and then they are on the second level of the scaffold doing welding itself. And then we have seen all these ship fires happening, etc. So these are, like what you said, inevitable.
Yeah.
When you need to do welding while standing on a scaffold, you need to get it done.
It's what are the measures you take,
Yeah.
what is mandated on what are the equipment, what type of material we can use. And it's not even in the industry itself. Like a clear example that what Khairul gave is like, you can stop welding, you can plan. But if it is in a place where it is exposed to public, anyone who walk past it can be smoking. Right? They can light a fire, they can be a smoker. Right? And they just need to flick a cigarette butt.
And that's it.
And that's it.
That may be one of the biggest
Correct. For the Hong Kong fire, right?
For the Hong Kong fire.
Yeah.
So apart from welding, I think smoking, that must be regulated, must be mandated, that smoking only in designated areas. I think construction sites in Singapore, we have a lot of trouble getting this compliant level.
Especially when you see all those landed houses,
Landed houses, yes.
where they are building landed houses, and they are using contractors that are less safety compliance. So you can see while traveling on the road, you can see these guys are standing by the side of the building on the scaffold and smoking while working. So this is something that we need to look into, because like what you said, smoking ignites the fire faster than we thought it would.
Correct.
Yeah. So, okay, we have come to the end of the episode, Guru. Once again, before we officially end it, is there any last few words you would like to actually inform the viewers?
I wouldn't say last few words. Probably is like a spark or a beginning of something which is, we will all like for a better 2026 is like be more aware, right? Voice out. I'm sure you are living in HDB. You can voice out to your MPs or your town councils, and if you think that you find anything unsafe,
especially like when you are saying this, I got reminded that recently there was a news that someone was charging his PMD right under the block using a public socket. So people were afraid that it will catch on fire. Yeah. So I think these things people should actually highlight to your town councils rather than you can put it online, but do the basic thing of informing your town council.
Write emails to your MPs, your town councils. That things can be done. If it concerns safety, do that. If you think that your corridor is being blocked in case of a fire incident, you can't move out. If you have someone who on a wheelchair and the ambulance need to come and evacuate someone, and just voice out. Email and be smart about it. So that's to a brighter and more safer 2026. Don't just keep mum, and have a rapport with all your neighbors. Right? Like have a rapport with all your neighbors. Don't be a enemy to your neighbor. Like you need to make them understand. I have like an old couple, uncle auntie, who put their old cupboards at the lift side. I say, uncle auntie, I help you call. Town council they clear. Oh, can I? I say, yeah, can. Don't worry. I help you clear, because sometimes ambulance come. And I've been through a recent emergency. I know how it works, right? So when ambulance come, they need to bring out and all this thing, and these are actually blocking.
Definitely.
So if you talk to them and build friendly conversations with, especially the older generation who are living in HDB alone, I'm sure they will understand.
And I totally agree with you because I work as a firefighter during my NS time. I have met my fair share of disruptions or obstructions during a fire. It could be, and normally it's HDB flats.
Yeah.
You see, you are going up and then you can't enter here, you can't enter there because this thing is blocking and something is blocking. So, yeah, I totally agree with you, informing your town councils and having a very good rapport with your neighbors.
Yeah.
And once again, thank you so much for joining
No
in
problem. Thank you for having me.
this episode, Guru.
Thank you
Hope
so
to
much.
see you again in the future.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you, Khairul. Thank you. Thank you, Shah.
Hi all, we have come to the end of this episode where we discuss about fire safety matters. Do feel free to like, share and comment on our videos. If you have any feedback, do also feel free to send us an email. Till then, see you guys.